announcing and celebrating the publication of my new book, A Manager's Guide to Virtual Teams. And those of you who know me know that my passion has always been about sparking the human connection in the workplace. And these days, it's focused on sparking it in a virtual way. Virtual interactions are on the rise. We're all doing them every day. We're always communicating with people we don't know. Just think about online shopping or online banking. And even think about the business experience. How many here work with teams every day and work with people that you've never met?
Yeah.
All right. And how many work with outsourced teams that are located in other countries?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is very challenging for the virtual managers. So what is the biggest obstacle that managers have in managing virtual teams that are no longer working in the same place? So these are some of the questions that I've been exploring for the past 2 decades. It's been a really interesting journey that's taking me to a lot of different places, but fundamentally this is my belief, that we're going through a fundamental change, a shift in how teams operate today. So I've been exploring this for the last 2 decades, and the best way to explain it is through a story. So how many remember Y2K?
Yeah.
All right, yes, I'm getting some smiles and nods. Well, the computers didn't crash, and we're all still here. I was working with a very senior manager at a global financial services firm, and I was supposed to help him develop some best practices for managing his team. So I walk into his office, nice big Wall Street office, corner office, big mahogany desk. I found the man completely overwhelmed. He just got back from vacation and he had thousands of emails, and he was just sitting there staring at his computer. He didn't even know where to begin. He had no system in place for how to handle all that stuff. And since he was a global technology manager, he had these teams located on all continents working at all hours, and he had no system in place. So I took a deep breath, and I started working with him on creating a communication system for him to work more effectively with these teams that were disjointed. They weren't working as a community. They were doing different things. The motivation was down. Productivity was down. I should have written my book back then. But in doing that, I actually sat down with him, and we spent several weeks, several months going through his communication plan and coming up with a protocol for how he could connect his team to each other, and also how he can connect to them, even though he could not be there in person, so that out of sight did not become out of mind. And now, years later, I've worked with a lot of different types of situations with teams and managers, and I actually took it a step further for this book. I interviewed over 150 virtual managers and team members, and their stories come to life in the book. Actually, the case studies and the stories and scenarios in it offer a roadmap at the end of each chapter. So it's written in a very simple, practical way, very common sense for you, the virtual manager. So whether you're working in a global situation or you just hired a vendor in another state, like a graphic designer or a publicist in another state, you're working in a virtual situation. So I hope you read A Manager's Guide to Virtual Teams and use it to help you and your clients connect to each other more effectively at the human level, whether they're working across the hall, across the street, or on the other side of the world.